الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى أهله verb. نعم. أقسام الفعل المضارع. فالمبني للفاعل منه ما كان حرف المضارعة منه مفتوحا. We have two divisions of the فعل المضارع. We have the one that is مبني للفاعل منه, which is the active continuous or future verb, and we also have the one that is الفعل المبني للمفعول منه. We would see that later. So فالمبني للفاعل منه, the active continuous tense verb. ما كان حرف المضارعة منه مفتوحا. It is what the or it is that verb which the حرف المضارعة, the حرف المضارعة, that is the ya or hamza or nun that we add before our past tense verb to convert to mudari. So that حرف المضارعة. So ما كان حرف المضارعة منه مفتوحا. It is what the حرف المضارعة is taking fatha. إلا ما كان ماضيه على أربعة أحرف, except for what is past tense verb is 4 lettered verbs. That is, the only one that would not have his harful mudara to be maftuh is the one that is what 4 lettered verbs. فإن حرف المضارعة منه يكون مضموما أبدا. For 4 lettered verb, إن حرف المضارعة منه يكون مضموما أبدا, its harful mudara would always be madmum, meaning it would always start with dhamma. So the normal thing that we know is that for converting a past tense verb to a mudari is that our harful mudara should have fatha. However, there's an exception to it in the 4 lettered verbs. This has already been treated before, but we are revising. So it is what the only exception to that is our 4 lettered verbs, which its own harful mudara would always start with dhamma. Nahu, for example, yudahriju, wa yukrimu, wa yuqatilu, wa yufarrihu, wa alamatu bina'i hadhihi al-arba'ati lil-fa'il كون حرف الذي قبل آخره مكسورا أبدا. And the sign that we know that what these 4 examples that we have brought, that the one we used to know that it is a 4 lettered verb, it is the mudari of a 4 lettered verb, is that what كون حرف الذي قبل آخره مكسورا, is that the alphabet, the second to the last alphabet in these 4 examples, is the second to the last alphabet there is taking kasra. The second to the last alphabet there is taking kasra. So this is the sign in which we used to identify a fi'l al-mudari' mabni lil-fa'il that is 4 lettered, an active continuous verb that is 4 lettered. So the sign that we use to distinguish it, because when we start seeing the other type of fi'l al-mudari, that is the mabni lil-maf'ul minhu, we might confuse it with each other, because that also starts with dhamma. We would see that as we progress. So what we would use to distinguish a normal 4 lettered mudari from the passive one is what the aruf ainul fi'l, or the second to the last alphabet of that 4 lettered form, would always take kasra. So that is what is being explained. We would still refer back to this again, inshallah. So misalu min yaf'ulu bidummil ain. So we are bringing an example of this with yaf'ulu, where our ain is madmum, our ainul fi'l is taking dhamma. So example, we have yansuru, yansurani, yansuruna, tansuru, tansurani, yansurna, tansuru, tansurani, tansuruna, tansurina, tansurani, tansurna, ansur, nansur. So we already know how to convert this fi'l mudari from one form to the another. So yansuru he is helping or he will help. Yansurani, they are helping or they will help. Yansurani is for two people. Yansuruna, they are helping or they will help for two or more people. Tansuru, you are helping. Tansurani, you will help or you are helping for two people, masculine. Yansurna, you will Tansuru, she is helping or she will help. Tansurani, she is helping, they are helping or they will help for two people. Yansurna, they will help, all females. Tansuru, you are helping, a singular masculine. Tansurani, you are both helping, two masculines. Tansuruna, you are all helping, three or more masculines. Tansurina, you are helping, just one single feminine. Tansurani, you are both helping, two or more feminines. Tansurna, they are helping, you are helping, all feminines. Tansurna, you are all helping, feminines. Ansuru, I am helping. Nansuru, we are helping. So ansuru and nansuru, we don't distinguish between one gender or the other. You use both of them for either masculine or the feminine. Ansuru for a singular, nansuru for the plural mutakallim. Wakis ala hadha, and we deduce from this shape that we have mentioned, the yansuru, yansurani. Wakis ala hadha yadribu wa ya'lamu wa yudahriju wa yukrimu wa yuqatilu wa yufarrihu wa yatakassaru wa yataba'adu wa yanqati'u wa yajtami'u wa yahmarru wa yahmaru wa yajlawizu wa yastakhriju wa ya'shawshibu wa yak'ansisu wa yaslanki wa yatadahraju wa yahranjimu wa yakusha'irru. So all they are doing here, they just mentioned other bina of fi'lul mudari, giving examples of them, and they are telling us that we should deduce from the example we gave in yansuru, and where we derived all the forms of verbs we can form with yansuru. They say we should also try and deduce from it with the other verbs that they've mentioned, yadribu, ya'lamu, yudahriju, and so on and so forth. Wal mabniyu lil maf'uli minhu. Now the passive continuous verb, the passive continuous tense verb. Ma kana harful mudara'ati minhu madmuman. It is that which the harful mudara' will be madmum. That is either our ya or fa, either our ya or hamza or nun or ta. It will be madmum. وَمَا قَبْلَ الْآخِرِ مِنْهُ مَفْتُوحًا. And the second to the last alphabet of it will take fatha. Nahu, yunsaru. So, nasara, yansuru, right? Yansuru means he is helping. Yunsaru now means what? He will be helped. Or he is being helped. Or he will be helped. So, yunsaru, it is a passive form. So we see that our harful mudara here is taking what? Dhamma. Our second to the last alphabet is taking what? Fatha. So we mentioned earlier that the way this thing is now, yunsaru, we might perceive that it is a four-lettered verb mudari, but no, it is not. So what distinguishes it from a four-lettered verb mudari is that what? The harf second to the last alphabet, the harfu qabla al-akhir, the second to the last alphabet will take what? Fatha for a madhul, for a passive verb. While for an active verb of a normal four-lettered word, that one will take what? Kasra. So we already mentioned that earlier. So other examples on this, we have yudahraju. We see that our second to the last alphabet is taking fatha, and our harful mudara is starting with dhamma. So yudahraju wa yukramu wa yufarrahu wa yuqatalu wa yustakhraju. So now we'll try and explain how to derive our fi'lul mabniyu lil maf'uli minhu. For the mudari, we'll try and explain it in a more simplified manner. Now, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So as they've mentioned earlier that our fi'lul mudari, we can divide it into two. We have that is mabniyu lil ma'lum, that is mabniyu lil fa'il, meaning an active verb. the one whereby when you mention the continuous verb, you would also see the performer of the action with it. So for example, I say yadribu zaidun anasan. Zaid is beating Anas, or Zaid will beat Anas. So for my statement, it is clear who is performing the action. So this is one type. This is the active continuous tense verb, or the active future tense verb. Now we are now looking at al-mabniyu lil-majhul lil-maf'ul, al-mabniyu lil-maf'ul, al-mabniyu lil-majhul, or mabniyu lil-maf'ul. So this is the passive verb, the one whereby we can mention a verb without mentioning the person, reporting the person that performed the action. So for in this earlier example, I said yadribu zaidun anasan. Zaid is beating Anas, or Zaid will beat Anas. When I use the passive verb, I say yudrabu anasun. You see that now there is no Zaid in the sentence. What does it now translate? Anas is being beaten. Anas is being beaten, or Anas will be beaten, because our mudari gives two meanings. So yudrabu anasun. Anas will be beaten, or Anas is being beaten. So we observe two things. Number one, we are not mentioning our performer of the action. It is reported in a passive form. And secondly, in the Arabic construction, our Anas, that is the maf'ulun bi that was formerly taking fatha, now it is taking what? Rafun. It is in a marfu'un state. So yudrabu Anasun. Anas is being beaten, or Anas will be beaten. So other examples of majhul, we have yukutalu, yukutalu, it will be killed. Sorry about the translation. It will be killed. This should be it will be killed. Yudrabu, it will be beaten, or it is being beaten. Yukhraju, it will be taken out, or it is being taken out. So please ignore this translation in front of it. It will be corrected in the class notes. So we've already treated how to derive our active continuous tense verb before now, where we treated awzanul af'al al-mudari'ati in two classes. So the link for both classes are here in our class notes, so we can refer to it if we wish to revise how to derive our active form of the present tense, or the continuous tense verb. So now we want to explain how to derive our passive continuous tense. How to derive it for 3-lettered or 4-lettered or 5 or 6-lettered verbs. So the basic shape, that is for sulasi, for 3-lettered verbs, the basic shape for deriving your passive verb is that it will come in the waznu yuf'alu. It will come in the shape yuf'alu. Your first alphabet, harful mudara, will take dhamma. Your second to the last alphabet will take fatha. And normally your last alphabet in mudari should take dhamma. That's the normal case ending. So that is the basic shape. So yuf'alu. Then from this yuf'alu, we derive other shapes for 4 letters, 5 letters, 6 letters. They would also follow this same shape that we find yuf'alu. It will follow that same pattern. So what are the steps to take for converting to majhul for 4 or more verbs? Because the one for 3 letters is straight. Now we know the way to derive passive verb for 3-lettered verbs, it is straightforward. There is no two way about it. It just comes in the shape yuf'alu always. Now we are not talking about how to derive it for 4-lettered, 5-lettered, and 6-lettered verbs, inshallah. So we have 4 simple steps in doing this. The first step, as I have mentioned, is that what? Your harful mudara should take dhamma. Then your second step says that your second to the last alphabet should take fatha. Your third alphabet should take dhamma normally, because it's a fi'l mudari. Then the last step says that every alphabet that is taking sukun before, apart from the ones that we have mentioned, they would remain with their sukun. And any other one that is taking any haraka, the same haraka that is taken will be maintained. So the only thing that you are changing is what? Your harful mudara, make it take dhamma. Your second to the last alphabet, give it a word? Fatha. And as simple as that, you are done with converting your past tense verb to a module state in the continuous tense form. Now, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. So we are looking at examples. We have af'ala. Our first step says we should give it dhamma. So we have you. Your second to the last alphabet, give it fatha. Your last alphabet takes dhamma, and every other thing remains the way it is. So from af'ala we have what? Yuf'alu. 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 You know normally that for your mudari of this shape af'ala is like you af'ilu, but we remove the hamza away, right? Then we have what? Yuf'alu. Yuf'alu. So yuf'alu. Example we have akhraja yukhraju. Akhraja yukhraju. So akhraja, he brought it out. He brought something out. Yukhraju, it was brought out. It was brought out. Also another example in 4-lettered shape, not under this af'ala shape, please. Qatala, we have you qatalu. Qatala, you qatalu. Please note it is not under this af'ala shape, it is under the shape fa'ala. So qatala, you qatalu. Now, so we observe that yes, this is a 4-lettered verb. It is starting with dhamma. However, how we distinguish it from normal mudari? Not the mudari of a active verb is that what? Your second to the last alphabet. In the active case, it will take kesro, but in majhul, it will take what? Fatha. So please, we are stressing this so that we would not we'll be able to distinguish, will not be confused about identifying a majhul verb and a normal active mudari verb for 4-lettered verbs. Now, so we also have istaf'ala. Istaf'ala. Following the same pattern, your first alphabet takes dhamma, your harful mudara takes dhamma, the second to the last alphabet takes fatha, last alphabet takes fatha, every other thing remains the same they are, the same way they are. So istaf'ala, istaf'alu. Example, we have istaghfaro, he sought forgiveness. Yustaghfaru, forgiveness is being sought, or forgiveness will be sought. Istakhraja, yustakhraju, it sought to brought out something. Something was sought to brought out, to be brought out. So if'alla, if'alla, and we know that if'alla is like if'alala, if'alala. So if'alala, following the same pattern, we get what? Yuf'alalu. Then we do it become for the two lambs, it becomes what? Yuf'alu. Yuf'alu. We also have tafa'ala. Tafa'ala. Following the same pattern, first alphabet harful mudara takes dhamma, and second to the last alphabet takes fatha. Every other thing remains the same way they are. The second to the last alphabet should take dhamma because it's mudari. So tafa'ala, we have yutafa'alu. Tanawala, yutanawalu. So other examples, or the shape for other forms of the passive verbs, you have fa'ala, as I have said, it is always yuf'alu, af'ala, yuf'alu, same thing. Af'ala, yuf'alu, fa'ala, yufa'alu, fa'ala, yufa'alu, fa'lala, yufa'lalu, ifta'ala, yufta'alu. Please note this should be yufa'lalu. Ifta'ala, yufta'alu. If'alla, yuf'alu. Tafa'ala, yutafa'alu. Tafa'ala, yutafa'alu. Tafa'lala, yutafa'lalu. Istaf'ala, yustaf'alu. So you can examine all of this. You can examine all of this on your own, and you will see that it follows the same format that we've mentioned. Your first alphabet your harful mudara should take dhamma, second to last alphabet should take fatha, and your last alphabet should take dhamma. Please note this fa'lala is yufa'lalu, yufa'lalu. So with this we come to an end of tonight's class. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdik, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun, wa salamun ala al mursalin, walhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamu